Hello, everyone. Lone Wolf here. Good morning. It is 9 a.m. once again, and it is a few days before Christmas, so you know what I'm talking about. It's Saturday, and the only Saturday videos I'll be making today, and they're going to be focused on college football, a sport that a lot of people love so much. Let's talk about bowl eligibility. Okay, so as of right now, there are three games that are being played or have been played. One ongoing as this video is playing, and two prior to today. And those games are the Bahama Bowls, which is a Conference USA and Mid American Conference, aka Conference USA and MAC, and then the American and Sun Belt, both on ESPN and ESPN2, or as I should say it, the ESPN family of networks. So winners are in the winners, all that jazz. Just know the date, the bowl, and the winners of the games are in the comments below. And officially, the bowl season is on. So there are 45 games in December and January, and you want to exclude some games. The Celebration Bowl is exclusively for MEAC and SWAC members. Using my lint roller. Then the national championship game, which is being played at the Superdome. Wonder if anyone's going to miss any pass interference calls. Hope not. Or else, do you want to sign my petition? And of course, the All-Star games, the East-West Shrine game, the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, and the Senior Bowl. All of which take place weeks after the end of the not weeks, about a week after the national title game. So let's talk about bowl eligibility. So bowl eligibility essentially means that, you're going to go to a bowl game. Not necessarily. As it says here on Wikipedia, for nearly a century, bowl games were the purview of only the very best teams, but a steady proliferation of new bowl games required 70 participating teams by the 2010-11 bowl season, then 80 a couple of years later. As a result, whoa, little stutter step there. The NCAA has steadily reduced the criteria for bowl eligibility, allowing teams with a non-winning record, 6-6, further allowing teams with outright losing records to be invited by 2012. So, it also says here, current regulations have also lowered their criteria to allow teams to include one win against teams in the FCS. So, this is the current criteria. For the 2018-19 bowl season, a team must meet the following criteria to participate in the bowl game. 1. The team must have at least as many wins as overall losses, aka 6-6. Wins against non-Division 1 teams do not count towards the number of wins. 2. No more than one win against an FCS team may count towards that win total, and only if the FCS team has awarded at least 90% of the scholarships that FCS rules hold it to award over the last 2 years. So it means, according to this, wins against the Ivy League, the Pioneer Football League, and Northeast Conference, and Georgetown, no bueno. The requirement that the FCS team must have awarded 90% of its allowed scholarships may be waived if a unique or catastrophic situation prevented the FCS team from meeting that requirement. But a team that has a losing record only because it lost its conference championship game remains eligible for a bowl. So let's say, somehow one team goes like 6-6 and they are 6-7 because they lost in the conference championship. That means, you're allowed in. You're still eligible. But then it says, if there are not enough eligible teams to fill all the bowl slots, additional teams may be selected according to the following priorities, which must be applied in descending order. And this is how it goes. Teams which would have met the eligibility criteria if not for the fact that they had one win against an FCS team that didn't meet the scholarship requirement and no waiver was granted. Teams which played 13 games during the regular season and finished with a 6-7 record, so it only applies to Hawaii and some of its home opponents. So, speaking of Hawaii, let's see how they're doing right now. Because remember, the Hawaii Bowl is a Midwestern Conference and American Conference tie-in, unless BYU is bowl eligible, which we'll all get to in a second. Excuse me. Teams in their second year of reclassification from FCS to FBS football, which Liberty had last year, but now they're good. And then the last one, which is very unique. Teams with at least 5 wins and no more than 7 losses in order of their academic progress rates. So, there we go. So these are the bowl teams with losing records. And you're going to be interested in a couple of them. So, the 1946 Gator Bowl had the 1945 South Carolina Gamecocks. Shocking. 2-3-3. So 2 wins, 3 losses, and 3 ties. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. SMU went 4-6. William and Mary. Oh, by the way, SMU went into the 1963 Sun Bowl. Give me a moment. I'm just kidding. Not today. Not today. William and Mary went 5-6. 1970 Tangerine Bowl. North Texas went 5-6. They went to the 2001 New Orleans Bowl. UCLA had a 6-7 record. Went to the 2011 Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl in December. Georgia Tech played in the 2012 Sun Bowl. Fresno State played in the 2014 Hawaii Bowl. And then 2015 and 16, these teams went beautifully into a bowl game. Nebraska, Foster Farms, Minnesota, Quick Lane, and San Jose State, the Cure Bowl. I'm just doing my best not to lose my orientation here. 2016, literally next year, Hawaii went to the Hawaii Bowl, the bowl game that was created in their name, which I'll explain in a later video. Or fuck it, I'll talk about it now. Mississippi State, the St. Petersburg Bowl, and then North Texas in the Heart of Dallas Bowl. So there's that. So, which is why I usually say if a team gets 6 wins, they're bowl eligible. If they get 7 wins, they're assured of a spot. So, this is interesting because the Hawaii Bowl is played on Christmas Eve, on or around Christmas Eve. And this is pretty funny, or actually pretty cool. For practical and logistical reasons, the Mountain West bid is automatically awarded to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors if the team is bowl eligible and was not selected to play in a New Year's Eve or BCS back then bowl game. This means that the Rainbow Warriors do not have to travel to the mainland for a bowl game unless it is of significant importance. As a result of this practice, they have made the most appearances in the game at 8. Goodness me. And of course, they also have the best record at 4-4. Outside of them, it's Nevada and Fresno State tied at 1-2. But the teams that are perfect because they've only been there once: East Carolina, Louisiana Tech, Notre Dame, Oregon State, Rice, San Diego State, Southern Miss, Tulane, and Tulsa. Okay, this is one of my favorite bowl games because, it's Christmas. All right. And of course, a bid to a college bowl game, you're not guaranteed, but, All right, then. So that's basically how it goes. FBS Bowl eligibility. Oh, my goodness. It's a lot to talk about. But, this is the New Year's Eve 6 bowl games. And we're talking, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Peach Bowl, and the Fiesta. The Fiesta Bowl. And these are the obvious tie-ins. The Rose Bowl is a Big Ten Pac-12 conference tie-in. Sugar Bowl, SEC and Big 12. ACC and SEC number 2, that's the Orange Bowl. The ACC number 1 versus the SEC number 2. The Big Ten number 2, or Notre Dame if they're bowl eligible. And then the Cotton Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Peach Bowl are given to the at-large or group of 5, according to the committee. Oh, well. Well, then. That will do it, but let me tell you why some games are not played on certain days. For example, there's an obvious gap in the Hawaii Bowl, and then the Independence and Quick Lane Bowls are held 2 days later on Thursday, December 26th. Why is that? Simple. Because Christmas Day is for college football. And of course, the 22nd and 29th, you're not going to find any bowl games, my friends. Okay, so that's about it for college football bowl games. The dates you really want to circle if you're getting interested is December 21st, when you have 7 games. December 24th, you'll get to see a beautiful Christmas scene. December 27th, when you get 5 games. December 30th, when you have 3 bowl games. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, you get not only, I think 5, let me check. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5 games. But December 28th and December 30th, you get those games. In fact, the Orange Bowl was set to be played on New Year's Day, but, it was pushed back because, they didn't want to interrupt the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl. And that's about it, So, that's that for bowl eligibility. The next video, I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite bowl games in this genre, aka the FBS. Why? Because, well, you're going to hear about it then. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.